Hello, my leaders. Thank you again so much for serving this week. It is going to be a really fun week filled with some crazy stuff. All right. Now, this week is all about Abigail intervenes to make peace. Okay, so we are on peace, love, joy, peace, the third fruit of the Holy Spirit that we have in our Bibles. And so today we are talking a lot about peace and how Abigail actually stepped in and made peace between two countries that were about to go to war, one of them being Israel. And so anyway, this first activity, what we're going to do is you're going to have some sort of dry erase board and some butcher paper and a marker and all that, and you're gonna have them work with you on a sentence, okay? And so you'll make actually a few different sentences, and basically what you'll do with this is have them work on these sentences together. So you can start the sentence with "I like," and then they have to fill in one word per kid. And so start with a different kid every time. I kind of just go around the circle and see if they can make a whole sentence out of however many kids you have. And so if you're like, "I like," first kid is "to," next kid is "have," next kid is "a," next kid is "drink," next, like just kind of go all the way around and see if they can make full sentences. Make about 5 of those. And then you'll have the kids actually say those sentences, one in kind of a more angry voice and one in a more happy voice, okay? And so that's to kind of show the two different sides of an argument, right? And so that's just a fun one to get their brains going with it. This next one, you'll have some straw airplane instructions. And if these instructions don't make a lot of sense to you, then that's okay. You will also have this video to look at as well for actually how to make it and put it all together. So let me cut to that really quick, show you those. Next, you will have a whole breakdown of the story. And with this, you'll have these little cards and have these in like a little paper bag or something that they can grab from, but not exactly see which one is which. Now, you'll get to that in a second. First, you want to go ahead and go back through the story and name the different ways of who was what, right? So you're kind of doing a guessing game. So like the first one is, this person was wealthy, rude, and foolish. And that would be Nabal. And so see which kid would answer that first. Have them definitely raise their hands and not speak out of turn for this game, okay? You're gonna wanna see who's actually paying attention and listening to your instructions. And again, if you're having trouble with classroom management, then please refer back to the rules and even go back through the rules with your kids if you need to, before even starting a small group. And so if they are just being unruly and kind of crazy, definitely go through those rules first. Again, we are here to teach the Bible and teach it biblically for these kids. We wanna do it in a fun way, but we need to establish those rules first so that they can have the fun instead of just talking out of turn and stuff like that. And so if you're having problems with that, please go through those rules again. But anyway, have them raise their hands and answer those different questions. They're all on your sheet for you of the different people and how they can actually answer who was in that story that applies to that specific person. And then when you go around to these different scenario cards, they'll pick out one of the scenario cards, and then they'll have to come up with different ways that they would make a peaceful thing come out of that situation, right? So two kids in front of you are in the lunch line at school, and they start fighting over the last cookie, right? So how would have them be creative on how they would create peace within that situation? So maybe they would like split the cookie, right, or something like that. And so have them think of ways that they can do that. Then this next activity, you'll have some dominoes, and this one only do if they've been paying attention really well and stuff like that too. But it's how like a domino effect happens when we start getting angry, right? And so have them line up the dominoes and kind of knock down the dominoes a couple of times in different shapes and whatnot. But the goal of this is like we have the power through God to make peace, right? And so chain reactions start when someone gets really angry and frustrated about something, and then it just turns into a lot of explosions, right? And so go through how instead of making a chain reaction starting with something really angry, instead we can choose to make peace, and how even that peacefulness can actually start a chain reaction of peacefulness instead of a chain reaction of anger or frustration or whatever it may be, okay? And so just kind of going through that. Now this next one, this one's going to be super, super messy. So if they have not been paying attention, don't go through this activity. That's their fault, okay? But you'll basically have these different activity page cards cut out for you. And with this, it's the fruits of the Spirit and their memory verse activity. So when they get this, you'll have like a little bucket, and then you'll want to mix those cards up kind of in the bucket a little bit. You'll have some shaving cream. Now with the shaving cream must stay in the bucket, okay? I cannot stress that enough. If the shaving cream comes out of the bucket, then that whole team is disqualified. So split your group up into two teams, cover these cards with shaving cream, and then their goal is to take the cards out, find the cards inside the shaving cream, take it out of the shaving cream, and then put it all in order together as a team. Now again, if they aren't doing this, if they aren't paying attention, aren't doing well, don't do this game. Like, this is a privilege game. It's fine, okay? Anyway, this next one, your prayer activity, and so just kind of go through it together as a prayer. Say, God, how can we find peace in every situation? Lord, would you teach us how to do that, and teach them how to pray? And so prayer is super important, and I want you to really focus on prayer this week specifically on how they can pray to have peace in every situation. That would be awesome. And also remember that next week is a family Sunday, so we won't have anything for the elementary kids at the last week of June. And so just be reminded of that as you go into this week. Thanks. See you soon.